Hi guys and girls, ladies, Jersey Jeff here again. Today is actually my first What Made Them Great video, and I think it would be appropriate for me to explain to you some of the techniques that Muhammad Ali used. It's one of my absolute favorite, perhaps my favorite boxer of all time. And a lot of people watch him and they see the things that he's able to do, he was able to do, but they really don't understand exactly, you know, what he's doing, what the science is behind his style of boxing. When he first started, everybody, you know, figured, you know, the loudmouth kid drops his hands, leans back, but Muhammad knew where the end of punches were. He knew where the reach or range. Reach and range are not the same thing. I also teach that, and I may provide that in a video. But he knew what the reach and the range of an opponent was. He knew where the end of the punch was going to land, and he had great athletic ability. So when you see him, you know, in the ring and he's doing the things that he's doing, he knows where the end of the punch was. He had great, of course, eyes in anticipation. He was extremely well focused. And that's the reason he could do these type of things. He knew where the end of the punch would be. If someone threw a punch at him here, you know, he knew the punch was going to end there, and he could move around it. And also, as I've said I'll say in all my videos, his footwork was phenomenal. So it's important. It's important. Every good boxer, good fighter, every world champion understands that. They may not think about it that much, but they can see things instinctively, and of course from their sparring and, you know, their training, they get their senses come up to where the end of a guy's punch is. Another thing with Muhammad, he was a headhunter. That's no secret. He really did body shots, and people also felt because of the way he moved, what he was all about, he couldn't hit that hard. Well, you know, Freddie Pacheco, according to my understanding, talked to Sonny Liston after the first fight. And Sonny Liston was quoted as saying to Freddie Pacheco that whoever said this kid can't hit, referring to Muhammad Ali, says he punches hard. And the reason that Muhammad's punches had a lot more power than they appear when you watch them is because he would make impact in the last 6 to 8 inches of a punch, which I demonstrated a little bit in the heavy bag video. So when you're watching Muhammad, watch the fact that those punches, straight punches, okay, in the last 6 to 8 inches, that's where the most power is generated, in those last 6 to 8 inches. And watch Muhammad, especially when the camera in his watch his fights is, you know, to where you can see, you know, his opponent across the screen this way, and you'll see him hitting him in those last 6 to 8 inches. So this is what Muhammad was doing. He knew where the end of the opponent's punches were, and he would, you know, strike and catch opponents right on those last 6 to 8 inches. He did a lot of things, but in my opinion, this was kind of the core, the nucleus of his greatness. A little bit more about Muhammad Ali. Muhammad, his focus on his opponent, all champions, they have great focus on their opponent. Muhammad could feint an opponent, watch the way his head moved, and hit him. There's a lot of good in his fights. If you watch his fights, where he'll throw a jab out there, he'll feint. He knows the guy moves his head to the left, and if you watch his fights, you'll see that feint. He knows the guy's head's going to be over here. He's moving the same way. So he was real good at picking an opponent apart and figuring things out. All right, so I'm not gonna, again, these videos are not going to be that long. I just want to give you some insights. So don't go out there and drop your hands if you're not aware of where, you know, the end of the guy's punch is. You know, no sense of taking these kind of shots. Counter punchers will play with that. Counter puncher will give you this, but he knows where the punch is going to end, and then you're going to fire on him. He's going to pull back on, slip off it, and he's going to wrap you and counter punch you. So boxers, they will play with that they'll play with that particular specific and technique in boxing. Keep your hands up. I get guys that watch professional fighters. They come out to my camp to train with me, and they see all these things going on, but they don't understand the science behind it. And in these videos, I'm going to provide you with some of the science of boxing. Again, this is Jeff Maness, aka Jersey Jeff. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope these videos that I'm putting out here will help some of you guys. You can contact me, and you know, I can help you out. We correspond also if you find these videos helpful. Appreciate it. Till next time, Jersey Jeff here. Keep your chin down.